Eventually, Tolan v. Cotton 2014 makes it to the Supreme Court. Shortly after, the Tolans filed a civil suit against Cotton in the town of Bel Air. Though their petition was denied in the fucking trial level, the district court, they said qualified immunity, a series of appeals, eventually led them to the U.S. Supreme Court. And on April 5th, 2014, the Supreme Court ruled in the favor of the Tolans. So Robert Tolan got his day in court. He got his ruling. It ordered the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to reconsider the case, stating that the lower court had failed to take into account the evidence supporting Tolan's claim of excessive force. Tolan v. Cotton set a precedent. If a judge or jury reasonably believes that a police officer was in fear for his life, he's granted qualified immunity. Tolan v. Cotton makes it harder for judges to grant qualified immunity. Tolan v. Cotton has been cited in and helped over 5,000 cases in the last 6 years. What happened in my case was the judge granted Cotton qualified immunity based solely on the evidence he had submitted. But Tolan v. Cotton states that the judge must review the evidence brought forth by the petitioner of the lawsuit before quality immunity can be granted, before summary judgment can happen. You can't do summary judgment where the damn judges just say, well, I looked at it, there's no issue here. Nah, case dismissed. That's summary judgment. Hey, judge, just look at the law. I'm allowed to do as the hell as I please, right? Yeah, get the hell out of here, you cop. I'm scared of you cops. I don't want to rule against you cops. I want you cops sucking my dick. I scratch your back, you scratch. I suck your dick, you suck mine, okay? That's what the courts and the cops do. By September 2015, even with the revived civil suit, Robbie was emotionally worn out and told his mom he no longer wanted to pursue their case in court. Eventually, they received approximately $110,000 from the city of Bel Air. The agreement stated that Cotton and the town of Bel Air had consistently denied liability, but that the municipality was paying in compromise and settlement of a disputed claim to avoid further litigation and disruption of public service. Tolan's family said they had spent well over $400,000 and even sold their house to pay their legal and medical bills. I was tired of fighting. This process was so long. It was a 7-year fight for justice. I was shot at 23 and I had to settle at 30. And I hadn't been anywhere. I had no money. I had no job. I had no life. It was a dark 7 years. My mom wanted to fight. This was her fight just as much as it was mine. I said, well, what if the judge just throws it out again? We'll have to go back to the Supreme Court. So now you're talking about another 7 years. Alec Baldwin shot Helena Hutchins right in the face, got a lawyer, and then fucking technicality, he's off, within a couple months. But you remember how absolute haggard and wore out his face looked? This is what we're doing to the Tolan family for 7 years, not a few months. And then you know what happened with that Alec Baldwin case? So he shoots Helena Hutchins in the face, and then it's a technicality because somebody dropped a pile of bullets. Some ex-cop from Arizona dropped a bag of bullets on the prosecutor's desk, and then when it goes to the trial, they're supposed to do a report of all the evidence. They said, well, what about that bag of bullets that the prosecutor, that ex-cop had dropped on the prosecutor's desk? Oh, well, we didn't include that in the report. Case dismissed. Why? How the fuck would some random-ass bag of bullets dropped on the desk by the Did they plant him? Did the fucking lawyers plant that guy to say, here's some evidence, and then they got the report? I think it's all fucking possible. And even if none of that was, there was no conspiracy, put it in front of a jury. But instead of getting a jury, you know what Alec Baldwin is going to do after all that? He's going to sue everybody. He's going to sue everybody and anybody because, hey, his civil rights were violated. He's allowed to shoot somebody in the face. You can't arrest him. You can't put him on trial. He's going to sue everybody. How the fuck are they threw out the case, so therefore they're going to sue the fucking prosecutor and everybody else saying that they brought up a wrongful, malicious prosecution. What the fuck is malicious about trying a person that murdered a person? Helena Hutchins, she had children. Are they going to do anything? I just saw them on fucking Saturday Night Live. They're goddamn motherfucking normalizing a murderer. Normalizing a fucking murderer. He played Trump, so we're all going to fucking, on Saturday Night Live, so we're all going to go with this shit show parade. This shit show charade parade. You have, that one guy was a way better fucking Trump. Adam Manuak. Why didn't we fucking hire Adam Manuak at SNL? No, we're going to hire our buddies because we're all a bunch of nepotistic fucking piles of shit. I thought you were a fucking meritocracy. Tolan graduated from Prairie View A&M University in 2019 with a degree in criminal justice. His mother, Marion, continues to be an advocate for change, using her experience fighting for justice to help the families of other shooting victims, including Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, and Danny Ray Thomas. I wrote a book, No Justice, One Police Officer, One Black Family. That was my something to move on to. I may not have the name or the platform or the support that some of these other families have had, but I have a Supreme Court case. If you believe in anything, you know that that wasn't us. It wasn't just us by ourselves. I want to continue to share my story. I recently met with a group of police officers in York, Pennsylvania. They are putting forward a good faith effort to change that narrative and that distrust with black and brown communities in the police. I want to continue to do that. It would speak volumes to have a person like me involved in community and police relations. I want to continue to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. I think there needs to be police reform and policy changes. Your two roles as a police officer are first public service and then law enforcement. Community relations is a big one that will go to change the narrative, but it's going to take a lot of work. Most of these stories are told posthumously after death. But here you have someone who has survived and is here to share his story. I have an obligation to those who have lost their lives, to those who cannot speak for themselves. I owe it to them to continue to share my story. My voice is their voice. So, no justice, one white police officer, one black family, and how one bullet ripped us all apart. This is a harrowing story of Robbie Tolan. They should make a fucking movie about this. This should be a goddamn fucking Hollywood movie. Basically, some dumb shit went down. Cop fucking shoots dude, and now their entire lives are fucking turned upside down because a criminal fucking cop, a criminal that had a hat on and a badge and a uniform, want to fuck with somebody that didn't have, you had no probable cause. He was a black man in an affluent neighborhood driving around at 2 in the morning. That's all he needed. This is New Year's Eve. So you're not allowed to celebrate. Be very careful. If a cop corners you, he even had a witness. There was 2 black men. One fucking white cop, 2 black men. And the race thing only kind of shows that how crystal clear that it was, fucking bullshit. But I think sometimes, it depends on where you stand in the world. If you're a racist piece of shit, well then you understand that racism fucking matters. If you're not a racist piece of shit, then you might not understand. You might just look at him as, look at him as all's white. So one white person pulls over another white person, says your car is stolen, and it's all bullshit, and I'm about to walk inside my house, and I'm supposed to believe that this shit is stolen? I don't believe you. I do not believe you. Robbie Tolan, the young black man, was shot in the chest by a white police officer in his own driveway. New Year's Eve morning, being rushed to the hospital. Mistakenly accused him of, cops, why don't you make sure your shit is right, motherfuckers? No, I just want to run your name and run this and run that and see if I got some fucking guns and drugs, and then after 5 hours of holding him up, then you find out what, he didn't have insurance, his fucking tags were expired, he said, fuck you, cop, and then the courts are gonna be like, well, he did say fuck you, cop, so, he deserved to die. He didn't deserve to die, you stupid motherfuckers. You had no reason to fucking stop him in the first place. You had a big Supreme Court case. Scalia was a part of it. If you have probable cause to stop the car, then you got probable cause to stop the car. You find out that it's not fucking stolen, then why don't you go back and retype it in, you motherfucker? Oh, I typed it in wrong, liar. Fuck you, you liar. Did anybody ever check that out? Did they ever check out that the fucking bullshit thing that he typed in was actually a stolen vehicle? Well, I thought it was a thing that was actually this other thing and the thing and the thing. No, you didn't. You didn't believe any of that, you piece of shit. You're just a fucking piece of shit. And you're a criminal motherfucker. And you're used to doing crimes in the name of the law. I'm used to doing crimes in the name of the law, so, I want to fuck with this black guy in the middle of the night. He was driving 2 a.m. I said he had a stolen car. I kept on escalating it. I called for backup. And then Old Cotton came in and shot him in the fucking lung. Ended his baseball career. And then he got a fucking promotion. Oh, man. Fucking dumbass motherfuckers, man. You can't see how that fucking shit can happen? Because it does happen. A white woman got shot in Boone County. Don't fucking act like this shit don't happen.